All right, so Brandi, what was your habit like before you came here?
I did heroin. I used to shoot it, and right before I came here, I was doing about 10 bags a day. It's like $100, and that was like just like basically the minimum. Like I need this for today, and whatever else I could get on top of that was cool too. So I did a good amount a day, and I was like I could go probably like 12 hours without withdrawals. Like it was a little shitty. It was very shitty. It is, yeah.
How long had that been going on?
I mean, it progressively gets worse. I started shooting up probably about two and a half years ago. And when I first started shooting up, it wasn't that bad. You do it every so often. But then it got worse and worse and worse. And probably about for the last year, I've been, like, intensively shooting up, like, can't stop,
Had you tried other ways of quitting before coming here?
I was in drug court. I had a charge, and they sent me to drug court and rehab, and I went through like the 12-step programs twice, and the first time I got kicked out. The second time I completed the program, and when I got out, like it was nice to be sober, but I wasn't like by any means mentally sober. I was just okay, cool. I don't have drugs, because like within 2 weeks I picked up again. I could never shift my mentality to that, and I honestly thought it was impossible for me. I thought, like, damn, I'm an addict. That's what it is, and this is my life. I just need to control it or something, You try to work with yourself because there's no other explanation for it, and there's nothing else you can do. So it was kind of like a down look on things. Like, even when I was sober, I was like, yeah, I'm sober now, it's nice, but I feel like I'm going to relapse. In fact, I kind of know I'm going to relapse within a matter of time.
What was the impact of your habit on your body and mind?
Oh, my body went to shit. I used to be hot. No, I used to be very, like, I used to, like, stay in shape a lot, and I was a healthy person, And once I started using, like, all these things that, like, I've accumulated in my lifetime of, like, like, I was a vegetarian, I ate healthy, I worked out at least twice a day, and all these things I like to do to keep myself healthy, like, none of it meant anything, so all I wanted to do is use. So it decreases your muscle mass. I didn't eat for days, and I got multiple skin infections, and that's gross.
How did you feel mentally?
I don't think I did feel mentally. I wasn't present. I go on this autopilot, when I'm using, where it's like I'm pretty much empty, and I get very cynical. Like, I always have a sense of humor within every situation. That's just how my personality is. I find funny things in every situation. But when I'm using, I feel like, it gets pretty dark sometimes. Like, I'll find myself laughing at things and being like, this is not okay to laugh at,
What has your experience been like at Iboga Life?
It's been really good for me. Like, when I before coming here, I'm like, all right, we'll try this out. We'll see what happens, and maybe it'll help me. Like, my mentality was literally, maybe it'll help me stay clean for longer, because I honestly thought, like, addiction, I'm going to go back at some point in my life. But now, like, it hasn't, like, it's been, like, a spiritual experience, and I've never had that. Never had that in my life. So it's like, no matter how much you, like, preach the 12 steps to me and tell me how I'm fucking up my life, that it just didn't mean anything to me. I was just like, whatever. But, like, I feel like, because when I was younger, I had spirituality, and I feel like that came back to me now through the Ibogaine, and especially through the ayahuasca. That helped me a lot, but the Ibogaine was really good for me too. And, like, even, like, how we at ceremonies, you get to eat the bark again. Like, that, like, I felt like I was slipping a few days ago. Like, I don't know, my mind was, like, just wandering too much, and that brought me right back. And I was like, whoa, here we go, centered, boom,
Mm-hmm.
It's cool.
How did you find the accommodation and food and staff here?
Delicious and healthy, which is great. Because, like, oh my gosh, when I first, like, after the Ibogaine, like, after the no eating kind of wore off, I was a hungry beast, and I was, like, eating all the ice cream, and I gained nasty amounts of weight. But then when I just started, like, cutting out snacking between meals and just eating the food that they prepare here, which is delicious, then I lost weight again, and I'm getting there.
So there was a doctor present for your ceremony, right?
Sure was, yes, and she's very nice. Mm-hmm. She's a very nice, beautiful young lady. But yeah, she takes your little pulse on your finger. It's you know, it's good.
So
I felt safe.
You felt safe.
Yeah, you know. I mean, it's not that crazy where you wouldn't feel safe, but like, it's nice to know that there's medical staff around just in case.
So do you think the Ibogaine was effective?
It really worked. And it wasn't even like, okay, for me the Ibogaine, for me the Ibogaine wasn't like, I didn't see a lot on it, and I didn't, you know, a lot of people have visions. I didn't have any of that. I had a lot of like mental talking to myself, which I don't know is okay or normal, but it helped me. It gave me exactly what I needed. Like, what I got from it was like, basically what I set out to get from it, I got from it. And stuff that I didn't feel like I needed to get from it, but I also got from it. And it all helped. Like, it really, for me, the Ibogaine is a more serious experience than the ayahuasca. But, like, that's, like, the do work part of it. And I needed to do a lot of work. So a lot of work was done.
What changes have you seen in yourself post-treatment?
I'm energetic. I have energy. And that's great because I've always been an energetic person, but when using, I'm like a zombie. Like, I'm not doing anything. I'm sitting here and I'm going to use, and you're not going to talk to me because I don't want to hear you. But now I'm like, I'm social. I like to talk. I like to be around people. I like to talk a lot. And I love that about myself because I'm an artist. I do art. I went to school for art. So, like, I'm all about self-expression. And, like, I feel like that's pretty much the only thing I do successfully in my life is express myself in different means. And when I use, I don't do that at all. I'm literally a shell of a person. And now, like, I feel like my personality coming back. It's like meeting an old friend again. It's like, oh, you, yes, hello, you know? It's cool. I'm enjoying myself being sober, which I never thought was possible.
Does your body feel any different?
I feel great, especially since I lost those few pounds. I feel fantastic. You know, like when you're using, like I'm like, I look like a zombie. I feel like a zombie. Like my muscles are all stiff, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to move. Oh God, I gotta bend down. You know. But like now, I feel like I'm getting back into like moving like a person, and it's great. Like I feel almost like it's weird, like lighter, like an energy. It's cool. It's really awesome.
Do you think the effects will last?
I hope so. I really hope so. I feel like it's something that you kind of have to upkeep. Like, you have to keep in this kind of mindset, this kind of lifestyle, like, you know. And, which is also why I've decided to hang around for a little bit. But it takes work to keep it. It takes work to get it. It's going to take work to keep it. But I think it's manageable. And I don't like to do things. I don't like to do hard work. And I feel like I can do this. For once, like, this is the only time I've ever gotten clean where I'm like, maybe I can, you know? Like, maybe I can stay clean. And I'm definitely going to try. And I've never been at this point, this mindset in my life. I'm a very stubborn person. And it takes a lot for me to reach, like, revelations. And I feel like I've had one.
Would you recommend Ibogaine to others?
Absolutely. I definitely would. As I've said, I'm a stubborn person, and I didn't think anything would change my mindset. I'm like, this is my mind. I'm screwed, you know. But if it worked for me, you know, it must be able to work for other people. I feel like I'm like the hardest person to get clean, and I didn't know I could feel this good being clean, and it's awesome.
So if somebody was hesitant about coming for treatment, what would you say to them?
I mean, just try it out, man. Like, what can you say? Like, you know, if you do normal rehab and you do a 12-step program, and that, you know, you have to open your mind to a lot of things that most people at that point, or at least I wasn't ready to open my mind to, but I still tried. This is like opening your mind to something else. But, you know, you just kind of have to, if you want it, and if you're desperate enough, and if you want something that actually works, you're going to have to try different things, because not everything works for the same person. This worked for me. And that's all I'm saying, is that through everything else I've tried, nothing else has worked. But this has. So, decide for yourself.
So you also did ayahuasca, right?
Sure did.
How did you find that experience?
That one blew my mind. It was awesome. It was amazing. I had the most beautiful experience. That one for me, that was more playful. It felt more playful. And I remember, like, it was like my mind unlocked things, you know? Like, I had a flashback of all these experiences from when I was younger, like, from things that I don't feel like I should even be able to remember. Like, a lot of them, I was just like, Ma, did this happen? Or am I just, like, making things up? And she's like, holy crap, how did you know that? Like, it was really freaking weird. And I had a whole bunch of other really crazy experiences on it, too, that, like, that really gave me this feeling, like, the, woo, like, I'm feeling good because of that. That really, it did so much for me. Like, I cried a little bit during the ceremony. It was a roller coaster of emotions, and it was exactly what I needed. Beautiful.
So you think it was a useful addition?
It was so
the
useful. That really helped me after. Like, you know, and with the sleeping problem and everything was so great. I really like ayahuasca a lot.
Did you ever feel withdrawals while you were here?
A little bit after the Ibogaine. But once again, the ayahuasca came in and took that baby away. It was pretty cool. It's really cool how that worked. I honestly didn't believe it would help for the withdrawals because I'm like, nothing can get rid of my withdrawals. My withdrawals, I feel them in my bones. You don't understand. But it did. It, like, after the Ibogaine, I had light withdrawals, just like that restless, crusty feeling that you can't sleep, you're flopping around, it's awful. And that's what really gets to me in my head, you know? But I did the ayahuasca and, like, it was gone. It was awesome.
I think that's it.
Okay.
Thanks, Brandi.
No problem.